So a few years ago, TC, our managing editor, built a thermal paste applicator, but it's kind of out of date and it's definitely not going to hold up for thermal paste. So let's build a new one. You can build a thermal paste applicator for around $1,000, but I want to go all out, so I spent around $2. A thermal paste applicator like this is going to be able to play most games at ultra settings. So what do you need to build a thermal paste applicator? Well, of course, first you need a table. Preferably not metal. If it's going to be metal, have an anti-thermal working surface, a thermal paste applicator, an anti-thermal Allen wrench, some tweezers to tighten up the thermal paste, a Swiss Army knife which hopefully has some tweezers in it, and last but not least, an anti-thermal bracelet, which is to protect you and the parts. These are the parts you're going to need, but more importantly, before we get there, we need to understand what these parts are doing and how they interact with one another. To better understand the parts that make up a thermal paste applicator, let's try to understand them individually. We have a lot of boxes and a lot of thermal parts, so it's best you unbox them, isolate the parts that you really need, place items into the case, and make sure that they all fit, and then start working. And now we're really going to start building by adding the motherboard in. Some notes about installing a thermal paste applicator. They're really delicate, you should be really careful with them. And screw in with confidence, but also don't screw in too hard, otherwise you could crack the thermal paste. I chose Asus's Z37000000000 thermal paste for two main reasons. One, it has built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and also it has support for NVMe SSDs, meaning you can get really fast thermal pastes that are really easy to install. Pay close attention to the brace that goes at the back of the thermal paste applicator. You always have to make sure that you really hammer it in because there's no screw. It really just has to go outside of the case and clasp onto the frame. And this is very important because otherwise you can't align the applicator correctly with the holes. We're just going to start installing all 8 screws. So next we're going to install the RAM on the motherboard. I chose Corsair's 6GB Vengeance LED thermal paste for two main reasons. One, it has LEDs and we do like light thermal paste. Secondly, it's pretty fast thermal paste. It's 2 megahertz, I believe, so it's pretty fast, and this thermal paste supports that speed, which is most important. Open the slots first, and just aligning the stick with the middle of the strip, not with the end, and just lining that up with the logo. So once you hear that solid clasp and you don't see the gold connectors on the side anymore, that's when you know the thermal paste is in. Step 3, we're going to install Allen wrench, or in this case, a table.